How about them Bears? What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears with daily videos and updates. Today, we shocked the world and beat the San Francisco 49ers 19-10 to start off the 2022 season 1-0. Let's get right into it. We started out with a 3-and-out. The offensive line looked a little overmatched, especially on the first couple of drives. The 49ers moved the ball on us very effectively in the first half, but didn't come away with many points. The first drive, they marched downfield on a long pass to Brandon Ayuk, who beat Kendall Vildor on the play. Next play was an end around to Deebo Samuel, and Jalen Johnson hit it with a peanut punch at the 5-yard line, saving a touchdown and getting the first turnover of the season, recovered by Jaquan Brisker. Our second offensive drive, Fields had a nifty underhand shovel pass to David Montgomery for our first down of the game. After another completed pass, Justin Fields had a man in his face and threw an interception over the middle. Fans were on edge, freaking out. Trey Lance would then miss Tyler Kroft on what should have been a touchdown pass. He was then sacked by Dominique Robinson on third down. Our other fifth-round rookie, D-Rob, gets his first sack of the season for our defense, which stopped the 49ers from scoring. The sack knocked them out of field goal range and kept the game scoreless. This was a huge play by D-Rob because the 49ers were at the 25-yard line and in easy field goal position. Other than Justin Fields making things happen with his legs, the offense was doing next to nothing the entire first half. I'm talking the first time in over 30 years we didn't complete a single pass to a wide receiver or a tight end for the entirety of the first half. David Montgomery was averaging 1.2 yards per carry, and the only semblance of offense came from Justin Fields running the ball himself. The defense, however, stepped up, kept the game close. They gave up a touchdown run to Deebo Samuel early in the second quarter, but other than that, they still had a very good first half. Anyone watching the game knows we should have been down by a lot more, but the defense played opportunistic and flew to the ball. I mentioned both drives already, but we forced a turnover inside the 5-yard line, saving a touchdown, and then Dominique Robinson had a big sack to knock them out of field goal range. They could have had 17 points instead of 7. The worst play of the entire first half was Trey Lance picking up a 3rd and 13 on a quarterback draw. Luckily, though, they tightened up and forced the punt after that, giving Chicago a chance before halftime. Fields would use his legs and get the Bears into field goal range. He should have made it a 7-3 game going into halftime, but one of the weirdest penalties I've ever seen in my life took 3 points off the board. Our holder for the field goal, rookie punter Trenton Gill, was called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the field goal. The reason was because he brought a towel onto the field to wipe it down. I have never heard of that penalty in my entire life. It took 3 points off the board, and it could have been disastrous for us. The Niners then came out with the ball in the second half and drove into the red zone again, thanks mostly due to a blown coverage by Kyler Gordon, giving up a big gain to Jawan Jennings. Roquan Smith then got bulldozed by Trey Lance on third down, putting the 49ers once again at 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. This is when rookie Jaquan Brisker made his biggest play of the day, stopping Jeff Wilson for a big loss on second down, and then Dominique Robinson and Roquan Smith combined for the 3rd down sack, holding the Niners to just a field goal. And then we were down 10-0 halfway through the third quarter. This is when Justin Fields decided to take the game over. On an improv play where he escaped pressure and got outside the pocket, he launched a 51-yard touchdown pass to Dante Pettis. I talked about Dante in last night's video and my Friday night video. He had his revenge game and his first career catch as a Bear goes for a huge touchdown. On the next drive, the game is now 10-7. Roquan Smith came up with a big stop on 3rd down to get the ball back again. Fields starts the drive out with a 23-yard pass to Byron Pringle. The drive then gets extended by a holding call against San Fran, and a couple of plays later, Justin does it again with an 18-yard touchdown pass to Equanimous St. Brown, whose first catch as a Bear also goes for a touchdown. The Bears, just like that, came back from down 10-0 to up 13-10. Yeah, Cairo Santos missed the extra point. With the lead for the first time in the game coming in the 4th quarter, it forces Trey Lance and company to pass the ball, and on 3rd down, Eddie Jackson comes up with a huge interception, and just like that, the Bears have the ball deep into 49ers territory with a 3-point lead. Now, this is a key part of the game. We have a 3-point lead with about 8 minutes left in the game. We are deep into Niner territory. To this point, David Montgomery is averaging about 1.2 yards per carry. It's clear he isn't working. I had been calling for more Khalil Herbert for a long time at this point, and the coaches answered my call. On the first play of the drive, Khalil breaks off a 1st down run with about a 12-yard gain, and then caps it off with a nice cutback for a touchdown a few plays later to give us a 19-10 lead with just over 7 minutes left. Cairo Santos misses another extra point, which is why this wasn't 20-10 or 21-10. The Niners then got the ball with 7 minutes left, picked up a 1st down, but Trey Lance airmailed a sideline pass on 4th down, and the Bears defense came up with a huge stop to put a bow on this one. We would then run the ball 3 times to kill some clock, and Trey Lance had one last chance with about 2 minutes left, but was down 2 scores. By this point, the rain really started coming down, and Trey couldn't do much of anything, almost throwing another interception to Eddie Jackson. We then came out in the coolest victory formation celebration I have ever seen. How about them Bears winning the game 19-10? Bears win. Nobody believed in us. They have doubted us the entire offseason. Everyone in the national media saying we will be the worst team in the league. So many people trashing us all offseason long. It really made this one feel even that much more better. I saw a lot of fans ready to jump ship and even calling Getsy Matt Nagy 2.0 during the first half. You absolutely have no patience, some of you guys. I will admit the first half was awful offensively. The line was getting pushed around, nobody was getting open, and David Montgomery looked like the slowest player on the field. Slower than the linemen at some point. No joke. My biggest disappointment from this game was easily Demo. I think he should bounce back just fine next week, but the field conditions today rendered him virtually useless. Khalil Herbert looked faster, and plain and simply, he was the better running back today. I think a lot of it had to do with the conditions, but if Monty doesn't bounce back next week, then I would start to consider a change. I'm willing to write it off because the conditions were awful today, and they certainly didn't do Monty any favors. But if he looks just as sluggish next week, then we might have a problem. Overall, this was an exhilarating performance. It was a roller coaster of a game, but I saw what I expected to see. An offense that makes adjustments and puts players in position to succeed. On defense, I saw a fast, physical team that forced turnovers. I also saw a tough, disciplined team on both sides of the ball and a foundation for success. 3 penalties on the day for only 24 yards. Everyone clearly assumed the 49ers would be the better coach team, but they had 12 penalties for 99 yards and turned the ball over twice. We lost the time of possession battle, but we were the more physical team and the more disciplined team today. Also, Justin Fields clearly outplayed Trey Lance. I predicted it all offseason, but other than a few nice runs with his legs, Trey Lance did not impress me at all throwing the ball. He was 13 for 28 for 164 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. He should have had 2 picks, but we dropped one. He also fumbled the ball, but was able to recover it. How about them Bears? What a game. I came away thoroughly impressed, even though we started out really slow. This team looked really solid today. The field conditions clearly affected our running game. Hopefully on a normal field, our running game will pack a little bit more of a punch, or Justin Fields is going to have to be magical all year long. This is the foundation for success that I wanted to see. The cherry on top of the day is not only did we win, but the Detroit Lions lost. Suck it, Don Burr. The Packers were also getting shut out 17-0 by the Vikings. A quick look over and that score is now 20-7 Minnesota. There are reports of tension in that locker room. Reports of Rodgers screaming at Christian Watson. Watson throwing a fit in the locker room. He threw a trash can and almost hit Packers corner, Jair Alexander. Things are wild in Green Bay right now. Football is back, guys. I have already watched the condensed version of this game 3 times. So I've watched the games 4 times today already. I will be unlocking that all 22 film soon. Quick message to Don Burr and the Bears fans out there who have came into my comments and doubted. This is why you never listen to the national media. They have no clue what they are talking about, and clowns like Don Burr, stay quiet. You make all your noise in the off season, but the people who actually watch tape, study film, and know the game, we are going to keep talking all year round. I'm not overreacting. This is still just one game, but it was one of the toughest games on our schedule, and a game that nobody, outside of some of you guys that listen to me and a couple other smart Bears fans, nobody was picking us to win this game. I called 27-17. We won 19-10. I saw a lot of you guys in the comments with scores that were close. Just a great game overall. And now we get ready for the Green Bay Packers next Sunday night. It's going to be a huge game, especially if the Packers lose this one to Minnesota this week. They will be mad. I think Rodgers' record after a loss is damn near unstoppable. So we have a big game coming up next week before the schedule cools off a bit. You guys know I'll be breaking it down every day with updates. I'll cover the all-22 film on this one for a few days before I start previewing next week's game at Lambeau. Enjoy this one, guys. Be sure to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.